Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name is Rich. The name of the channel is Rich the Return Rider. For all of you folks that's here for the first time, thanks for tuning in. For all you folks that's return viewers, I appreciate you coming back. For all that subscribe to the channel, appreciate the support. For you folks that haven't yet subscribed, guys, hit that subscribe button so we can continue to bring you some of this content. So today we are in Lake City here. We are coming from the gas station. We are running an 87 octane. How awesome. One of the great features of this motorcycle that again separates it from the world of performance bike. Anyway, folks, like I said, we are here, Lake City. We are now coming off hurricane. Been blessed enough that I have received absolutely no damage. But to some of my friends and co-workers out there that have suffered quite a bit of damage from this hurricane, we ask that you pray for them or keep them in your prayers. This is Labor Day weekend and some folks still don't have power. Some folks have lost their homes and lots of damage to others. We are out here today for some throttle therapy. And as you see from my title, we are going to be talking about the Honda Goldwing, what folks refer to as the Cadillac of motorcycles. Throttle therapy, folks. Ooh. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, baby, 125 horsepower with 125 foot-pounds of torque. Harley Davidson have stepped up to the plate with the new CVO 121 Milwaukee 8 producing a beastly amount of torque. I think I see 130 something at 117 or so horsepower. I can't wait to get out and test ride that motorcycle. We are now in an area where it is like test riding a Honda Goldwing. I have reached out to a couple of dealerships. I thought I had one lineup previously. I skipped out on it, test riding the CVO, the new 2023 CVO. Seemed to be an awesome piece of machinery. You know, folks, I gotta tell you, man, I have been out to test ride a lot of motorcycles and I am impressed with almost all of the bikes that I have rode to date. We have come a long way in the world of motorcycles. And regardless to what you own, you just seem not to be able to go wrong. It just depends on personal preference. But to date, the Honda Goldwing still seems to be my choice, even after test riding some of the other motorcycles. Now, I did make it really clear, if it was affordable, I would love to own some of those other motorcycles and have them in the stable. I was really impressed with the Indian Challenger, the Indian Pursuit, the BMW. Man, I will ride anything that I get the opportunity to ride. And what I want to do, man, is encourage some of you folks out there that are riders of other manufacturers to do the same when it comes to the Honda Goldwing. In the world of the Honda Goldwing, guys, I just feel like this is not only the Cadillac of motorcycles, this is the Lexus. The car that I have had the most success and have been most impressed with throughout my life of owning automobiles. When that line of Lexus came out with the LS, I just felt just like I felt about the older versions of the Goldwing, that it was just a little big for me. A little bit more family oriented than I wanted at the time. And when they came out with that GS 400 Lexus, they did the 300 and they did the 400. I bought the GS 400 back around 2000. Have owned that car up to a couple of years ago. 300 horsepower out the box, refined engine giving you over 20 miles to the gallon on the highways, and just an awesome piece of automobile. Refined navigation, heated seats, all the things, the bells and whistles at the time that they offered, and have been able to put over 325,000 miles of trouble-free performance on that car. I treated it so much like a sports car on many events and occasions that I don't know how that car has withstand the abuse that I put it through. Well, the Cadillac of motorcycles is what the Honda Goldwing was called. I decided to research that. And when I tried to look up why they call this the Cadillac of motorcycles, the first thing that came up when I pulled up YouTube was a Victory, the Cadillac of motorcycles. I looked a little bit at that. Wasn't able to find something that was satisfactory enough for me. Thought about doing this video. So I decided to look at stuff individually. I looked up the history of Cadillac. Awesome, guys. What I found is that it was one of the first liquid cooled motors back, and I forgot what date it was, but was known for luxury, reliability, comfort, and performance. Everything we want in our vehicles. You know, that's why folks add the stage kits and all that kind of stuff to the bikes, because with all of the luxury and stuff that they're getting, they still always want more performance. Harley Davidson look like they have rise to the occasion with their new VVT CVO 2023. The Honda power plant has been producing that thing in motorcycles from the 80s. Actually, that was the first variable valve timing that was introduced. See, like Cadillac, Honda was innovative. They always looked to push the boundaries. They were willing to jump into the future. For all of you folks watching this video, you remember the Jetsons, that futuristic cartoon. Still, some of the things that we were looking at in that cartoon doesn't even exist to this date. But yeah, thinking about some of that stuff, you know, they were riding around like they were on magic carpets in their little vehicles, and that's what this Honda Goldwing feels like, guys. Feels like many days I am riding on a magic carpet with that double wishbone suspension and adjustable suspension. This is not just the Cadillac of motorcycles, guys. This is the Lexus, the BMW for some of you folks, the Acura, the Mercedes, the Hyundai Genesis. This is the luxury in the world of motorcycles that you just can't go wrong on. Innovation. Who else gives you an airbag on a motorcycle? Who gives you reverse? Now, a lot of you folks out there are watching videos and you're like, I don't need reverse on a motorcycle. Leave it in the comment section below. Any of you folks that have not yet come into a situation where that reverse advantage. I backed this motorcycle out of my garage this morning, and when I got into the gravel and I started losing my footing, I had to tell myself, hey, put the bike in reverse and let the motorcycle do what it was designed to do. The Honda Goldwing, guys. Innovation, technology, performance, pushing the boundary. I've done a video like this before. I don't know why I'm going back to it. I'm going back to it because I realized that with the new Indians and Harley Davidsons out there, you know, some of my buddies, man, have done videos comparing the Indian to the Harley Davidson. I reached out to my buddy Robert Simmons and I said, hey, man, next time you guys are doing those videos, let's include a Honda Goldwing in there. Let me go a little further that I didn't say to him. Throw a BMW Grand America in there. We're talking about luxury vehicles, CVOs, and, you know, it's not just the regular limiteds and so forth. We are talking about top of the line of the baggers and the cruisers. Let's throw a Honda Goldwing in there. Let's get the one, not even mine, that is a manual without the airbag. Let's get a DCT. That's right, guys, a dual clutch transmission. It's not just an automatic. There is so many features. You know, one of the content creators, man, GB Winging It, did a video talking about how to use the dual clutch transmission, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I own the manual, and I've done videos on why I chose the manual over the DCT, but that's, you know, check it out if you want to hear my opinion on why I own this motorcycle. But you know what? I could see myself in the future going forward possibly owning that DCT. In all honesty, guys, if I can afford it, I could see myself owning all of the motorcycles or most of the motorcycles that I have test rode. The pursuit was absolutely amazing. The power that it produced, always also like the Goldwing, the smoothness in the engine, and that's, there's so much history to that Indian that I didn't know about until I watched Joe Gold's motorcycle journey with Finesse the Challenger, talking about the Indian and the history of Indian. And I have seen it, guys. I have looked it up. I have seen what Indian have produced back in the days of World War, and how it has assisted the military, the hands that it has went through, now owned by Polaris. Awesome motorcycle, man. Awesome history. Great technology. In some cases, even better than the Goldwing, I gotta admit. Hey, I call a ball and a strike a strike. That's the kind of umpire I am. But I've also encouraged these folks to get out, test ride the Goldwing. When you do your comparison videos, invite the Honda Goldwing to the party, folks. I promise you, we will let folks know about stuff that don't know about the Honda Goldwing that is available on this motorcycle that the average folks out there just don't know. Airbag, reverse mode, 125 horsepower with 120 foot-pounds of torque, running on 80, 87, 89 octane. This motorcycle is the Cadillac. Not only the Cadillac, it is the BMW. It is the Lexus. It's a little bit of Porsche in there, or Ferrari, guys. I watch Holy Shift. I think he rented a Honda Goldwing visiting his parents in Florida. And how amazed he was about the smoothness and performance of this motorcycle. Encourage his Harley Davidson friends to be more open-minded. Get out. Test ride this beautiful motorcycle, the beautiful technology. Like Star Trek, man, Honda has gone where no other manufacturer has gone before, and introduced stuff like that VVT even back in the days of the 80s on motorcycles, transformed into cars that almost every automotive industry is using to date. Naming it different things, but it all comes down to that VTEC, or that variable valve timing or lift control. It is now it's not on the Honda Goldwing here. We are a Boxster 6. Again, with all of the smoother acceleration and performance that you could want. As I was watching Joe Gold's motorcycle journey with Q on there, and they were talking, as he was talking about his new CVO not having adjustable windshield. Folks, when it's raining and so forth, the idea that you can just put that windshield up to block some of the rain coming in. I often say I've ride the Honda Goldwing through rain and felt like I was not getting an ounce of raindrops on me, or getting any type of raindrops on me. I raise that windshield. Sometimes I lift the vent there on real hot days. Being able to control that windshield is a plus. For under $40,000, folks, you can have airbags, you can have adjustable windshield, you can have heated seats, you can have navigation systems, you can have heated grips. Now, when I first asked a friend of mine that was a Harley Davidson enthusiast, when it was between the choice of the Indian and the Honda Goldwing, he clearly said to me, hey, the Honda, easy choice, Cadillac of motorcycles. So yeah, I had to look up the history of the Cadillac and realize that Cadillac had been the benchmark in the performance world, especially in this country, for years. And Honda Goldwing, also targeting the U.S. market, guys, have gone through all of the technology changes and all kind of stuff, listening to the customers to find out what they want throughout the years of developing this Honda Goldwing. I looked it up, folks. Back in 99 and 2000, that 1500 Aspen Cade came with so much technology in it. It's adjustable shocks, almost 100 horsepower back then, with really great foot-pounds of torque. I also saw something about a vent that was by the floorboards on cold days that you can adjust this vent that brought heat off of the engine. I was like, wow, how crazy is that? The technology of the Honda Goldwing is next level and been out there for years, and they continue to push the boundaries. Look at that, man. Old Chevy Nova SS. But yeah, the Honda Goldwing, folks, just can't go wrong. Any of you folks watching this video that might be considering the Honda Goldwing as the ultimate cruiser, the Cadillac of motorcycles, I'm going to go a little bit further. To me, it's the Lexus of motorcycles. Like I said, to some of you folks out there, it's the Mercedes, it's the BMW. It is still the Cadillac of motorcycles. So yeah, Harley Davidson, folks, for any of you guys out there that haven't test ride the Honda Goldwing, I do realize that some folks have said that they are too tall for this motorcycle. Understood. But for you other folks out there, man, for my content creators that haven't test ride the Honda Goldwing to feel what it feels like, reach out. Maybe we can do a motorcycle swap. If you can't get into a dealership and test ride the Honda Goldwing, we are still available in the manual and the DCT, at least in this touring package. But we're going to do the comparison, guys, and we are comparing that CVO of the Honda Goldwings, and let's get it on. All right, folks, like I always say in my videos, man, I don't care what you ride, get out. Add some protection to your motorcycles. Practice, if nothing else, braking and swerving. Do the advanced safety classes. In the case of the Honda Goldwing, looking at the World Motop, I did a video with those protection bars. Nothing to brag about, but it's better protection than having none at all. And it's better you drop your bike on the concourse or on a parking lot than to crash them out there on the streets. Rich, out on Ruby, the 2019 Honda Goldwing manual, and it is the Lexus, the Cadillac, the BMW, and Mercedes of the cruising world, and a little bit of Porsche. I'm out.